the University of North Dakota, this is Inside Fighting Sioux Hockey.
Hello and welcome to Inside Fighting Sioux Hockey. I'm Tim Hennessy. It was the final non-conference action of the season for the Sioux. After a blowout win on Friday, the Sioux survived on Saturday for a sweep of Robert Morris. 13 different players got in on the scoring in the first game, and the nation's leading goal scorer made the difference on Saturday. We've got the highlights and more for you today. Is focusing on one sport as a youngster the way to go? If you said yes, North Dakota's Jake Marto would beg to differ. The three-sport high school star is the subject of our player profile. And they were one of 7 teams to hang a national championship banner at the Ralph. And memories came pouring back this fall when the 2000 team held their 10-year reunion. Some fond memories in our feature story today. Stick around, Coach Hakstol will talk about a series sweep of Robert Morris. But before we talk to the coach, we have a question for you. Who did UND defeat in the 2000 national championship game? The answer and more when we come back. You're watching Inside Fighting Sioux Hockey.
Inside Fighting Sioux Hockey is sponsored by Verizon, the University of North Dakota, Shields, Grand Forks Convention and Visitors Bureau, Baller Insurance, and Dahlstrom Motors.
The Fighting Sioux women's hockey team plays host to the Bemidji State Beavers Sunday, January 16th at the Ralph Engelstedt Arena. Get your tickets now.
We are North Dakota.
Receptions jumping, bases pumping. Look at the girl and your heart starts thumping. Says she wanna dance to a different groove. Now you know what to do, G, bust the move. Just bust the move.
Hurry in. Right now, smartphones talk free. Add any smartphone to a family share plan and share minutes for free.
So overall, this is going to have a $300 million impact.
North Dakota Spirit, the campaign for the University of North Dakota. Join us.
It's a place to get a pop shop, put shopping into overdrive. A great place to wine and dine, make taste buds jump and jive. Yeah, it's great, a great for a great destination. Great, a great for. They don't call it grand for nothing. Stop, chopped up into great, a great box. It's simply grand.
Before the break, we asked you, what team did North Dakota beat in the 2000 national championship game? And the answer is, the Sioux beat Boston College 4-2. Lee Gorin scored a couple of goals. Jason Ulmer got the game winner for North Dakota. Welcome back to Inside Fighting Sioux Hockey. I'm Tim Hennessy with head coach Dave Hakstol. Coach, we're going to talk about a non-conference series, the last one of the year against Robert Morris, and it all started off, let's get her rolling here, with a real nice ceremony to start off the evening with the number 12, Terry Casey's retired jersey being raised to the rafters, and something that's been maybe long overdue.
Well, I think long overdue and a real special ceremony. It was, I think it says it all, the number of teammates of Terry's that came back from all over North America. That says it all about what kind of teammate and what kind of person, what kind of player he was. So great to start out the weekend that way.
And it got started out well for your team as well, and really, I mean, fortunate bounce, obviously, and you go up 1-0 on that goal.
Yeah, we got a couple good bounces early on, but you know, you make your own bounces. We came out with good energy, and we were on our toes and took the game to Robert Morris, and you know, we got the benefits of that in the early part of the hockey game.
There were a couple of goals that were reviewed. We'll look at some of those a little bit later on, but there's one by Brock Nelson going hard to the net, which I thought he did really well on Friday night.
Yeah, you go to that wide post and drive there, good things will happen. I mean, that's, you know, it's difficult to create offense. You have to go to those tough areas, and that one went in off of Brock's skate. You know, luckily it counted. The next goal you saw there, Brock standing dead in front of the net. Great net front presence, good shot by Corbin Knight.
Corbin Knight, kind of a Matt Fratton shot there, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, you got all that one. Corbin can shoot the puck, and he handled that pass and got it on net quick, and it found the short side.
Brett Hakstol got back in your lineup, and nice for him to start out by getting that shorthanded goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was a good start for him, and it was a good weekend for him. As he got back in the lineup and slowly is working himself back into game shape.
We showed the goal by Jake Marto, but what a pass by Brad Malone.
Yeah, just great thought process. Good hockey play. Jake read it real well, skated into it, and you have to get a good bounce there as well. But both, good play and good bounce.
Knowing the boards too, it's helpful to be at your own rink, right?
It is. That's it's a veteran play by Brad Malone, and it worked out for us.
And Carter Rowney got in on the scoring, and as we mentioned, 13 different players on your roster, 10 forwards got in on the scoring on Friday.
It's nice to have a night like that. We can't keep up to the highlights here. We haven't had many of those where a game hasn't come down to the wire. So it was nice to see a lot of guys get in on the action offensively.
Maybe just as impressive, though, as the shutout streak that you continue, not only with your goaltender, but I think defensively as a team.
Well, it starts with your goaltender making saves, but it's also a team effort, and Aaron Dell's been very good in giving credit to the guys in front of him, but he's done a great job for us in net.
Different game on Saturday night, and I guess everybody kind of thought it might be a little bit different. Robert Morris was going to be stung a little bit, and they were going to come back harder than they obviously played on Friday night.
Well, they're a good hockey team. I mean, the 8-0 win, on Friday night is not the way the game was going to go Saturday. We knew that. They're a good team. Obviously, pride kicks in as well, and they came out with a real good effort. And we needed the full 60 minutes, and a couple of tight plays and reviewable plays in order to get the win.
I thought that they kind of rope-a-doped you the first couple of periods, and then 0-0 Saturday against one of the top teams in the country. They come out in the third period, got nothing to lose, and they went after it and got after you pretty good.
Yeah, I thought, probably the way the game unfolded was probably ideal within their game plan. And, they played well for this first two periods. I thought they played extremely well in the third period. And, luckily for us, we found a way to get the job done. And again, it was the Malone, Frat, and Trupp line that came through for us and, scored the game's first goal. And it was a huge goal that we see right here by Matt Fratton, the shift after we had a disallowed goal.
I was going to say, after the disallowed goal, I think that line came out certainly with, they were going to get after it, that's for sure.
Well, they had about 50 seconds of possession in the zone, few good opportunities, and just wore down Robert Morris on that shift and created the great scoring chance for Matt Fratton, and he made no mistake.
Shutout streak ended at 224 minutes and 31 seconds, something like that. And what the heck, one goal over that period of time, not a big deal.
No, it was a great stretch for Aaron Dell, and it's not about, we're not trying to create any records or anything. It's not about that. We got the win. Now we move on to the next weekend.
Sweep of Robert Morris in non-conference action. Coming up, all but 3 WCHA teams were in action this past weekend, and we'll see how they did. And they finished with a 31-8-5 record and a national championship. Names like Paul Murphy, Jason Endries, Mike Posehn were here this fall to celebrate. Yes, they were part of that 2000 Sioux hockey team, along with the Gorns, Panzers, Commodores, and more. Our feature with the 2000 championship team is coming up.
The play is under review.
Hey, take a look at this.
This online course is awesome.
Yeah, I gotta see that again.
I've been snowboarding for 16, 17 years. I just enjoy going out, getting a trick and just getting it dialed so you can just stomp it every time. You'll have days where everything's just clicking and you're able to just land everything you try. I don't even like stopping to eat. When you're riding and everything's going well, you feel invincible. Just seeing me out on the hill and riding and just having a good time, they're gonna come in here and know that I know what I'm talking about. It makes a big difference with the customers. I'm Wade Fisher from Shields.
The University of North Dakota is a place where students thrive, where graduates succeed, where ideas are born, and research is driven by imagination. Experience our expertise, creative, innovative, entrepreneurial, spirited. This is the University of North Dakota.
The insurance puzzle. Each piece is specific to you and your business. Each part fits in its own way, with only one combination that works best. Every organization has its own individual insurance puzzle. The key is to find your very own solution. Voller Insurance can help. We've been tailoring insurance solutions since 1947, providing VIP service one business at a time. Let us help solve your insurance puzzle. Voller Insurance, Grand Forks, Fargo, Bismarck, Minneapolis, Sioux Falls.
In 2000, the University of North Dakota skated its way to the NCAA championship game. They came from behind in that match to beat Boston College 4-2 and claim their 7th NC2A championship. A decade later, players remember that game and the special bond they shared that helped them become champions.
I remember when Goran scored that empty net goal and the whole bench was hugging each other and jumping up and down, and that's the one, Lee Goran stripped that puck from the Boston College defenseman and turned around, shot it in the open net, and it was the best feeling that I've ever had with hockey.
Marto faces Panzer. Panzer upends it. Here's a shorthanded chance. Panzer's very quick.
So what do they say? Hard work beats talent 99% of the time. And for us, that's what it was. We had guys that would do anything and everything to win a hockey game, and we all came together, and that's what that's my memory of just a great group of guys.
Gets it back to the line. Starker drops it off. One bomb on the way through. Shot, some rebound, scores! Mike Commodore.
It was a great year. We just had a fantastic group of guys. The young guys came in and they were great, and it was just a lot of fun. We were a tough team to play against. We were a tough team to beat, and it just worked out.
There was a lot of, there's a lot of hype about it, and you got to look beyond that. And my biggest goal is to win the national championship. Let's get ready for that, and we got an opportunity to do something special for those seniors on the team, for them to win their second national championship. And like I said, everybody did their job, and we came out on the top of it.
I think there was 10, 11 freshmen, and just all of us running around playing together, and the upperclassmen making you feel comfortable, and just the friendships that you got to have from being here.
Just the guys that we had, where every guy bought into his role on the team and did what he had to do to make us successful.
It was such a blur. It was just a collection of many different things in the team we had, and the great guys we had. I mean, one of the special things about that championship team was, we were the guys that always hung out together on weekends, every weeknight. So, when you're battling with the guy that's sitting next to you on the bench or out there on the ice with you and backing each other up, it just makes it that much more special.
A lot of memories start flooding back, and you just remember how close the team was and how much fun we had, not only winning the championship, but coming to the rink every day.
The 2000 Frozen Four was held in Providence, Rhode Island. It's a city that's been very, very kind to North Dakota hockey. UND has won 3 of their 7 titles in Providence. Next, we'll take a look at the WCHA standings heading into the second half of the season. And the special teams were a big part of the sweep of Robert Morris. Stay with us. We'll take a closer look with Coach Hakstol when Inside Fighting Sioux Hockey continues.
This is a place where innovation abounds, a place where dreams come true, a place where creativity is a way of life, a place that fires our soul. Join us for the North Dakota Spirit Campaign. Together, we will shape the future of UND and North Dakota.
Shopping into overdrive. A great place to wine and dine, make taste buds jump and jive. Yeah, it's great for a great destination. Great for
The University of North Dakota is a place where students thrive, where they learn from leading experts, share in discoveries, and create knowledge. Experience our expertise. Creative, innovative, entrepreneurial, spirited. This is the University of North Dakota.
Dreams are forged. Character is tested. Teams are united. Champions win here. Watch the crowning of a new NCAA Men's Frozen Four champion April 7th and 9th on ESPN and ESPN2 in high definition. For information, visit ncaa.com/Frozen4.
Welcome back to Inside Fighting Sioux Hockey with head coach Dave Hakstol. I'm Tim Hennessy. Nice to see you on top in the second half and 4 straight games coming up at home in WCHA play. So that's the good news for your team, isn't it?
Well, it's nice to get back into WCHA play to start with, and you know, always competitive. Obviously, going into the second half, each team in our league has 14 games played, so everybody is legitimately at the halfway point. It's going to be a horse race and a battle from here on in.
Coach, we had a few things to look at from the Robert Morris series that we'd like you to comment on a little bit. And first of all, I think it's defenseman Andrew McWilliam, who had a great weekend as well. We'll talk about him in a moment. But how about this pass by Brad Malone in the power play?
It's just a great feel by these guys. They're starting to find some chemistry. Brad Malone to the back door to Evan Trupp. Evan's not able to put the first one away, but gets the rebound. You know, this is just a play that comes with chemistry between line mates, and it's a great play by Brad. Real good play all the way around on the power play.
Well, he calls for that pass too, which I thought was impressive, and so he turns and shoots, or he gets it back.
Yeah, he knows what his options are there.
Then we talked about Andrew McWilliam, and I just thought he had a great weekend against Robert Morris. He's the kind of player that isn't going to put you out of your seats as far as a goal scorer, but he certainly does well blocking shots on the other end. You
see the goal scored by Brett Hakstol here, the shorthanded goal. What goes unnoticed are the 3 shot blocks that Andrew McWilliam had within the previous 30-35 seconds on that penalty kill. So, great goal by Brett, but just great penalty killing and courage by Andrew McWilliam.
And he seems to be getting better and better as this season goes on, for sure.
More and more consistent. I mean, he's a physical force. He's continually, leading our team in shot blocks, continually leading our team in hits, and just doing a great job for us.
Okay, Brock Nelson deflects a puck goes in off of his skate there. It's called a good goal, and I think probably justifiably so. The ruling on that, though, is you can't direct it or kick it, right?
No, in no way did Brock turn or direct the puck in the net with his skate, so that's a good goal.
And they change that rule every year, that's for sure. Then Evan Trupp scores one late in the third period on Saturday night's game, which would have been the go-ahead goal at 1-0 and would have been a huge goal, and that one ends up being disallowed. What was the call on that?
Well, it was called no goal on the ice by the official, and through his video replay process, they were unable to determine beyond any doubt that the puck crossed the line before he blew the whistle. So you have to remember, they're using limited views. They don't have all the TV angles, and at times, they do the best they can with the information that they have and the view that they have. So that's what they saw on video. That's the call they made.
Why don't we have more views for those guys available? Because there were some views of that one that were pretty obvious that was a goal.
Well, it's a matter of technology, and it's a matter, obviously, of trying to find consistency throughout the league. But we're working as a league to try to add all TV angles and every view possible for those officials to use in their video reviews.
Because there would have been some things a little bit different, not just in this game, but in other games previous, both for and against you.
Absolutely, and we want to try to give the officials the ability to make the right call and give them the best information possible. And certainly that's what they want to do. They want to make the right call, so we're going to keep working towards that as a league.
All right, thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Coach Hakstol once described Jake Marto as an efficient defenseman. Well, he's been all of that and much more in his Sioux career. Our player profile with the senior defenseman is coming up. But first, a look back in our Fighting Sioux history. He was one of the most dominating players the Sioux have ever had. He went on to a great NHL career, even winning a Selke Trophy. But where is Troy Murray now? We'll have the answer and more when we come back.
When the drum beats go like this. Jackson Park. When the drum beats go like this.
For information about summer hockey camps, go to fightingsioux.com or call 701-777-6595.
The 2011 Red Baron WCHA Final Five returns to the XL Energy Center March 17th through the 19th. With 2 new teams in the WCHA Conference, the tournament is now 6 teams strong. Plus, you can catch a Minnesota Wild game on Saturday afternoon when the Wild take on Columbus, followed by WCHA Fan Fest and the championship game of the tournament Saturday night. Visit XLEnergyCenter.com or stop on by the XL Energy Center box office.
As summer is left behind, fall brings new adventures. Make them better with a vehicle from Dahlstrom Motors. Whatever adventures come your way, Dahlstrom can make the difference in making your life a smooth ride.
You've got to be prepared out there. The conditions can be very demanding.
It's not easy heading out in the winter.
You're facing altitude, wind, snow, and changes in temperature.
All your layers and accessories have to work together.
You need gear that's up to the challenge.
But you need styles that are up to date.
Experience and training can make all the difference.
My training is really helpful to the customers.
I'm Zach Angus.
And I'm Melissa Langseth.
And we're experts in cold weather gear at Shields.
The answer to our "where are they now" question, Troy Murray, now the color analyst for the defending Stanley Cup champion Chicago Blackhawks. Jake Marto was a standout quarterback, an ace left-handed pitcher, and North Dakota's top high school hockey defenseman. Oh, the choices. Well, he chose hockey at the University of North Dakota. We talked with Jake about that choice. We're with North Dakota's senior defenseman and alternate captain, Jake Marto. Jake, we want to get to know the real Jake Marto, starting from the beginning, and everybody knows the beginning is Grand Forks, North Dakota, but youth hockey. When did you start playing hockey?
I started playing hockey around 5 years old in the Park District system and skating a lot, outdoor rinks. I think an outdoor rink every 2 blocks in this town, so it's pretty easy to find one. So, and then ended up having a rink in my side yard my dad put together, and had ice there and just pretty much skated all the time.
Because every youth hockey player in Grand Forks is going to get a scholarship at North Dakota and play in the NHL. Your folks knew that, right?
I guess.
Almost worked that way. So far, so good, right?
That's true. That's true.
You liked other sports, so I know you excelled in other sports, baseball, football. Which one did you like the best?
I don't know. It's kind of a tough call between baseball and hockey, but I loved playing them all. I kind of liked how they kind of divided up school year and stuff, and how you didn't really get sick of one sport and just kind of played all 3 and moved on to the next one, and I kind of enjoyed that. But I guess when you grow up and you get older, you kind of have to choose one, and just ended up choosing hockey, and kind of the one sport I loved and wanted to pursue.
Now you play in hockey. When did it dawn on you that perhaps you'd be able to play for your hometown Fighting Sioux?
It actually was a lot older than people probably think. I didn't really know much about junior hockey, and I knew college hockey was big, but I didn't really think about anything. I was just kind of playing hockey until it was my junior year, when people were in teams and scouts and coaches kind of starting to ask and see what I was doing and stuff, and then I kind of started making plans, and I guess that's kind of when I really noticed was junior, sophomore year, so it's pretty late in my career.
What was it like when the coaches visited you and asked you to come to North?
It's pretty exciting. It was pretty cool. It's kind of fun when you play a game and you think you do good, and someone recognizes you and they're there, and they come down and talk to you. It's a pretty cool feeling.
It's worked out pretty good.
Definitely.
All right, thanks, Jake. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Jake Marto, North Dakota defenseman, baseball player, football player. He can do it all. Jake liked baseball and hockey and football. He said he'd do football again, but only the games. Practice is out. Well, the fans can't get enough of this series. Sadly, it's the only time the Sioux and the Gophers will meet in the regular season this year. We'll talk about the upcoming games with Minnesota coming up next.
Inside Fighting Sioux Hockey is sponsored by Verizon, the University of North Dakota, Shields, Grand Forks Convention and Visitors Bureau, Baller Insurance, and Dahlstrom Motors.
Come on, come on, come on.
That is a great online course.
Sioux women's hockey team plays host to the Bemidji State Beavers Sunday, January 16th at the Ralph Fingelstedt Arena. Get your tickets now.
We are North Dakota. Studio One is a television show produced by staff and students at the University of North Dakota.
Here you actually get to do your own stories and you get to go out and talk to people and interview and learn about the cameras and everything that goes into like a live television production. I mean, it's incredible.
Give it a try. I mean, even if you're not broadcasting communications major, anything, I mean, it's worth it.
Welcome back to Inside Fighting Sioux Hockey with Dave Hakstol. I'm Tim Hennessy, coach of the big series. As far as the fans are concerned, certainly at Ralph Fingelstedt Arena, we'll have a full house both Friday and Saturday night against the Minnesota Gophers, and a team right now kind of in the middle in the WCHA, but like any other team, a quality team that's going to be a tough series.
Yeah, it should be a great series. Obviously, the fan excitement and the rivalry will be there, but I think it should be a great series. Minnesota's, you go up and down their roster and you look at the ability and the personnel that they have, and you know, the strong wins that they've had at different times this year, especially on the road. They've played great hockey, so it'll be a real good series this weekend.
They played Minnesota Duluth and beat them a couple of times at the Mariucci Arena, winning a tie, and they beat Michigan so far this season. Against the top teams in the country, they've done quite well, so when they get it going, they can certainly be a problem.
Well, they can play with anybody. I mean, they've got good personnel. You know, I think they've played a lot of real good, solid hockey over the last month and a half. They had a little blip at Christmas at home in their Christmas tournament, but there again, we know what personnel looks like during that time period. So, you know what? It'll be a hard-nosed battle this weekend.
It's going to be fun.
Absolutely. That's why you play the games. It'll be a lot of fun.
You going to be smiling on the bench?
Well, absolutely. I'm
there
always
won't be
smiling
much
on
of
the
that, trust me, until after the game, right?
There you go.
Thanks for watching this week's edition of Fighting Sioux Hockey. The WCHA Wars continue next week as well with Nebraska-Omaha at the Ralph. Dean Blaze brings in his Mavericks. That and much more on our next show. On behalf of Coach Hakstol and the Sioux Hockey team, we thank all of our fans for watching, and we'll see you next week on Inside Fighting Sioux Hockey.